Hello everyone, it's me Max and welcome back. Today we will be covering a lot of new and interesting stuff, so let's start immediately. So as you can see here, we have the Lesson03 folder, the index.html and the style.css files. I have opened them both in the Sublime Text Editor. And as you can see in the index.html, we only have a link connecting us to the style.css, which is in the same folder, and we have just a couple of these headings from 1 to 6 with some random words here. And in the style.css, we access each one of these headings and set the color to a hexadecimal color. And here is the result on the left. So, you might be wondering, what are these hexadecimals? Well, if you remember, when we were setting color properties up until now, up until this tutorial, we have been doing things like we would say color and we would write in red, right? And then if you refresh, it would change to red, the text to red. But as you can see, we are using hexadecimals now. And why are we using hexadecimals? Well, you might have asked yourself at some point in time, what if I wanted a fire engine red color, or a maroon color, or more of a in between red and orange color? Does CSS know all these words? And the simple and quick answer is no. But it can, however, understand millions of colors in the form of hexadecimal values. You are probably already familiar with the decimal values because it's just everyday counting. You know that when you see a number, that each digit can only be the 10 values 0 through 9. And because there are only 10 values to choose from, we say that irregular counting is base 10 because there are 10 possibilities. Hexadecimal counting is base 16, so each digit can be the numbers 0 through 9 or the letters A through F. As you can see, just by looking at these hexadecimal values here, you might start to see some patterns and some rules, right? And you might first off notice that they all start off with a pound sign, and that they are up to 6 digits long, and that they are case insensitive. As you can see, here we have some lowercase letters, here we have some uppercase letters, and down here we have both. Now this color and this color are the same color, so that's why we say they are case insensitive. Now you might be wondering, how do I get these colors? Well, you can just search on Google. You can say something like Hex Color Palette or Hex Color Picker or something like that. And here are just a few websites I found. This is color/hex.com, I guess. And here we have some random palettes. Here is the w3schools.com HTML color picker, where you can also pick the colors, and as you can see, it's right here, the hexadecimal value. And my favorite is the Peloton.com. You have numerous ways to pick these colors, and you can set a base RGB or the base color, and down here you have the palette. So yeah, let's move on to the next topic. Okay, so now let's talk about pixels and ems. So up until now, when you were adjusting font size, you used the unit pixel, right? For pixels, or px, I guess. So we would say something like font size, and then we would say 2 pixels or something like that. And as you can see now, we have these ems right here. Now you might be wondering, what are ems and what is the difference between pixels and ems? Well, a pixel is a dot on your screen, so a single dot on your screen. Specifying font sizes in pixels is great when you want the user to see exactly on their screen what you designed on yours. But it assumes your screens are of similar size, so that's very important. But what if the user is using a screen of different size from yours? Well, the font size unit M is a relative measure. 1 is equal to the default font size on whatever screen the user is using. That makes it great for smartphone screens. And as you can see here, I have just these 3 examples here. I have 3 paragraphs, and I did some inline styling, and I just set the font size of one of them to 0.5 em, another one to 2 em, and another one to 1 em. And as you can see, the results are here. Okay, so now let's talk about fonts. So up until now, you might have seen me use fonts like Verdana, Courier, and Garamond, but how many fonts does CSS actually know? Well, it really depends on the computer. Most computers will understand popular fonts like Verdana, Courier, and Garamond, as I mentioned earlier, but each individual computer has different fonts installed. But the good news is that CSS has some built-in fonts meant to ensure your user will see what you intended them to see. Well, as you can see right here, we have the fonts.html, and we have a link to fonts.css. We have 3 of these headings of 3 different sizes, and we have one which will be sans serif, another will be serif, and the third one will be cursive. And here we just access each one of them and set them to sans serif, serif, and cursive. So these are the 3 built-in fonts that CSS has, and as you can see, the result is right here. And now if you take a close look, you can see that sans serif is a plain looking font, right? It doesn't have the little decorative bits, it doesn't have the little twists at the ends of the letters, and it's really plain. So it's nothing special. But if you take a look at the serif font, you will notice that it's a font with little decorative bits on the ends of the strokes that make up letters. So yeah, that's the difference between sans serif and serif. And then we have cursive, which is a scripty font, so it just looks like cursive writing. Okay, so let's quickly cover backup values. I'm going to use the same example. So let's say you want to use the font Verdana, but you're afraid that your user's computer doesn't have the font installed. But you don't have to be afraid. You can use backup values. What backup values do is they allow you to not jump straight to a default value like cursive or sans serif. So you can tell CSS to try several fonts, going from one to the next if the one you want isn't available. So let's say I want to use Verdana first, and if it doesn't have Verdana, I want to try Tahoma. If it doesn't have Tahoma either, then I want to use the default one, which will surely work, which is sans serif. Now if I save this and I refresh, as you can see, it works. Now let me explain. CSS will first try to use Verdana, but if the computer doesn't have that font, it will move on and try Tahoma. If it doesn't have that font either, then it will try sans serif. And that's how these backup values work. It's really simple, but really useful. Hope you guys learned something. If you liked the video, please like and subscribe. If you have any questions, just leave a comment, and see you in the next one. Bye.